of Allah, who is the most merciful. Before I starting my presentation, I want to thank my dear instructors, Sir Najmuddin, for giving us his precious time and advice. It's my second presentation that is about what's framework and what's a web framework. A web application framework, or simply a web framework, represents a collection of libraries and modules that enable web application developers to write application without worrying about low-level details such as protocol, tree management, and so on. And what is the Flask? Flask is a web application framework written in Python. It was developed by Armin Rentor, who led a team of international Python enthusiasts called POCO. Flask is based on the Workage WSGI toolkit and the Ginger 2 template engine. Both are POCO projects. Flask is a microwave framework written in Python. It is classified as a micro framework because it does not require particular tools or libraries. Application that use in the Flask framework. Flask was created by Armin Rentor of POCO, an international group of Python enthusiasts formed in 2004. According to Rentor, the idea was originally an April Fool's joke that was popular enough to make into a serious application. The name is a play that Iller Bottle framework. When Rentor and George Brandy created a bulletin board system written in Python in 2004, the POCO project Workzage and Jinja were developed. In April 2016, the POCO team was disbanded and development of Flask and related libraries passed to the newly formed Palettes project. Features. Development serve and debugger, integrated support for unit testing, RESTful request dispatching uses Jinja templating, support for secure cookies, client-side session, 100% WSGI, 1.0 complaint, Unicode-based, complete documentation, Google App Engine capability, extension available to extend functionality. For example, in here I write some code, some application that display hello world. This allows you to pass the Python variable into HTML templates like this code. At the end, I want to say that why is Flask a good web framework choice. Unlike the Django framework, Flask is very Pythonic. It's easy to get started with Flask because it doesn't have a huge learning curve. Flask comes with some standard functionality and allows developer to add any number of libraries plugins for an extension. If you have a simple innovation use case to be added to an existing application, Flask should be your choice as it offers flexibility. Thanks a lot for listening. I wish I would be beneficial for you and for my friends.